Hi everybody, and welcome to another video. Okay, so this is a super impromptu video. Honestly, lately that's just the way my life is, and all the videos are just gonna be like when I finally have a moment and when something's like fresh in my brain. So yeah, this is kind of a sidebar, but like honestly, I am not the type of person who can like be like structured, I guess, or like I struggle with routine, and that is definitely one of my biggest downfalls, and it's something I actively am trying and will continue to try and work on, because I am very much so like, how can you be on a routine when life is constantly changing? Like, how can I say every week on this day I'm going to be available or in the right spiritual space or in the right mindset to, do readings or to make a video, or even just like not in like a spiritual sense, but like, every day I have to, do this activity, and it's like, I don't know what my week's going to look like. Like, I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what my life is going to look like in a month from now. So that I've always had such a struggle. I should do a meditation on that, because I really struggle with like, how am I supposed to make a routine and stick to a routine when life is changing and things change, and like I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyways, that's a completely separate rant from what this video is about. But today's video is gonna be about like kind of about like setting boundaries a little bit. This topic has came up a couple different times recently in my realm and in my life and with loved ones. And whenever something is coming up multiple times for me in a short period of time, that I like to try and make a post or a video about it, because to me that's the universe, a sign from the universe that like there's a lot of people struggling also with this concept or with this thing. And every in my opinion, every experience is a learning experience. And so if I'm having multiple learning experiences about one topic, and I'm, having conversations, I have deep conversations with my loved ones when these topics come up, and we have insights and epiphanies, and we're, ping-ponging ideas back and forth, I feel like I should share with others, because if me and 3 other people are struggling with boundaries, then who knows how many other people out in the world are also struggling with boundaries. So whenever I have something that keeps coming up, but like in different ways, I always know like I'm gonna have to make a video about this. And that's what's been happening with boundaries. And the thing about setting boundaries, I think a lot of people, including me, struggle with, is it seems so cutthroat when you hear like, oh, I set this boundary, or these are my boundaries. It seems so cutthroat, and it is in a sense, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. And so the big like thing that, came up for me was realizing that you could set boundaries and limitations, or like, set rules or what you will accept from people, without being like, I'm going to get rid of you, or I'm going to cut you off, or we're no longer together, or we're no longer friends, or whatever the case may be. You could just simply say, like, I will not accept or tolerate that behavior, or I will not accept or tolerate the way you just spoke to me. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that person can no longer be in your life. You know what I mean? Like, when you set a boundary, you have to also give the people or person that you're setting that boundary for the opportunity to honor that boundary. You can't just assume that that person won't honor it or can't honor it. A lot of times something will happen where, like, say a friend will speak to you in a way that you don't really appreciate, or treat you in a way that you don't really appreciate, and immediately you get in your feels. Obviously, it hurts to have someone you love or care about, attack you or say something mean to you. And so immediately you get in your feels. And the issue, I believe, is that a lot of people don't communicate in that moment. And obviously, be aware of not being reactive. So for me, I'm the type of person that I react. And so I need to not do that. I know myself well enough that when I'm upset, I need a couple moments in my own mind and in my own head because if I immediately say how I'm feeling or how I'm thinking, that's when I'm not my highest version of myself. That's lower density Cheyenne. You know what I mean? Like, that's not like it may be what I'm feeling in that moment, but that's not truly who I am or how I feel. It's just my reaction because I'm upset, my ego's hurt, my feelings are hurt, my, you know, whatever. And so learning how to obviously not react. So if you're like explosive like I am, you know, take that minute and time to yourself. But when you've kind of centered yourself and realigned yourself and like calmed yourself down, it's important to be able to say to that person or those people, like, I really did not appreciate that, and I don't respect that, and I will not tolerate that moving forward. Like, you don't get to speak to me like that. And even, you know, you could do so in a way that's validating to them and their feelings as well. So like, I understand that your feelings are hurt or you're feeling some type of way, and that's okay for you to feel that way. But what's not okay is for you to speak to me like that. What's not okay is for you to treat me like that. And by doing so, you're still honoring and respecting your loved one, but you're also honoring and respecting yourself. And at the end of the day, you cannot help anybody else. You cannot love, you cannot, unless you are honoring and respecting yourself, unless you are filling your own cup, you can't be of service to others. You can't help your friends. You can't help your family. You can't help your job. You can't help other people if you are empty. If you are just continually allowing people to take from you and to take your energy and to overstep your boundaries, you're gonna have nothing to give. Because the nature of the society we live in, not necessarily the nature of humanity, but the nature of the society we live in is a taking nature. People want to take. They don't want to give. So you need to honor and respect yourself enough to set those boundaries and those limitations. You know, especially like for someone like me who, you know, I love helping others. Like, that is what fills my soul. That's what feels good to me. That's why I created the Astro Realm, and that's why I make videos and posts and put myself out there, because it feels good and I love to feel good, you know, and because I've been in a place where I needed to hear somebody say something that sparks that fire into my ass, or I needed that motivation, and so I just want to return that to others. However, being in this position, there's a lot of people who want to just take. I give a lot freely. And I do it because I love it. Like, I'm not giving to try and be fucking famous or try and get something. I'm giving because I genuinely want to help. However, there are times where people take too much. People take advantage. They don't know when enough is enough. And I've learned that it's not their responsibility to know when enough is enough. It's my responsibility to say, okay, that's enough. You've taken enough of my energy. I've given enough of myself. Now that's a boundary I'm setting for me. And I'm no longer giving to others. I'm giving to self. And I think that's the thing that's really been coming up for me, is boundaries really aren't about anybody else. Nothing's about anybody else. It's really all about you. Everything is all about you. It's the universe. Boundaries is about honoring yourself, respecting yourself, and giving to yourself. And only then, when you're at that place and you've set those boundaries and you've stayed true to those boundaries, then are you able to give and honor and all those other things to others. I think that's the video today. I hope that helps. I hope it's well received. As always, thank you guys for always holding space and just allowing me to have this space. I am forever so grateful. I can't even put into words how much I love the Astro Realm and just the space, and like, I'm so proud and I'm so happy and I love it so much, and I hope it helps you guys as much as it's helping me. Thank you. I will see you guys next time.